What if I told you that the biggest airlines are keeping secrets from you that could completely eliminate your jet lag? Secrets so effective that flight attendants use them on every single flight, but passengers are left suffering for days after landing. Today, I'm about to blow the lid off 5 bizarre in-flight hacks that will have you feeling like you never left your time zone. Before we dive into these game-changing secrets, hit that subscribe button, because I'm constantly uncovering travel industry secrets that could save you hundreds of dollars and hours of misery. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Let me start with a personal story that changed everything for me. Last year, I was flying from New York to Tokyo for a business meeting. 14 hours in the air, crossing multiple time zones, and I had presentations starting the morning after I landed. I was dreading the inevitable jet lag crash that would leave me foggy and exhausted. But then, a veteran flight attendant pulled me aside during a layover and whispered something that sounded absolutely crazy at the time. She said airlines deliberately keep certain information from passengers because it affects their business model in ways you'd never imagine. What she shared with me that day became the foundation of these 5 hacks I'm about to reveal to you. Here's the thing about jet lag that most people completely misunderstand. Your body isn't just dealing with time changes. It's fighting against a complex system of light exposure, meal timing, cabin pressure, and even the specific frequencies of aircraft engines. Airlines know this, but they've designed their service models around keeping you comfortable during the flight, not preparing your body for arrival. The first hack is so counterintuitive that when I first heard it, I thought it was complete nonsense. It's called the backward sleep technique, and it involves doing the exact opposite of what every travel guide tells you to do. Instead of trying to sleep according to your destination time zone, you actually need to sleep according to a completely different schedule based on your departure time and the specific aircraft model you're flying on. Different planes have different cabin pressure cycles and engine frequencies that affect your circadian rhythm in unique ways. A Boeing 787 Dreamliner affects your body chemistry differently than an Airbus A380, and flight attendants are trained to recognize these differences. Here's how it works. 2 hours before takeoff, you start what I call the reverse preparation protocol. If you're flying eastward, you actually want to expose yourself to bright artificial light, not avoid it. Find the brightest area in the airport terminal and spend at least 30 minutes there. This tricks your brain into thinking it's earlier in the day than it actually is, which prepares your melatonin production for the specific timing you'll need during the flight. For westward flights, the protocol flips completely. You want to find the darkest, quietest area possible and actually begin winding down your nervous system before you even board. Most passengers do this backwards, which is why they arrive feeling like they've been hit by a truck. The second hack involves something airlines absolutely do not want you to know about their meal service timing. The food they serve you isn't just about keeping you fed during a long flight. The timing of when they serve meals is actually designed around crew scheduling and cost optimization, not your biological needs. Flight attendants have revealed to me that there's an optimal eating window during any flight that can dramatically reduce jet lag, but it rarely aligns with when airlines serve their meals. This window is based on your destination's meal times, not your departure times, and it varies depending on the direction you're traveling and the total flight duration. For flights longer than 8 hours heading east, you want to completely skip the first meal service and instead eat during what would be breakfast time in your destination city, even if that means eating at what feels like 3 in the morning to your current body clock. For westward flights over 6 hours, you actually want to eat the first meal, but skip the second service entirely, then request a snack during what would be your destination's dinner time. The airlines don't promote this because it would require them to completely restructure their service timing, which would increase costs and complicate crew schedules. But flight attendants who work international routes have been using this technique for years to minimize their own jet lag. The third hack is probably the most bizarre one, and it involves manipulating your body's response to cabin pressure in a way that sounds like science fiction, but is actually based on solid physiological principles. It's called pressure breathing, and it's adapted from techniques used by military pilots and professional divers. During the first hour of your flight, when the cabin is still pressurizing, you perform a specific breathing pattern that helps your body adapt more efficiently to the altitude change. This isn't just about relaxation or oxygen levels. It's about training your cardiovascular system to maintain better circulation throughout the flight, which directly impacts how quickly you can adjust to a new time zone. The technique involves inhaling for exactly 7 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, then exhaling for 11 seconds. You repeat this cycle for 10 minutes during takeoff, then again every 2 hours throughout the flight. The key is timing it with the aircraft's pressure changes, which happen at predictable intervals that most passengers never notice. Flight attendants learn variations of this technique during their training, but it's presented as a way to deal with passenger medical emergencies, not as a jet lag prevention method. When I started using this technique consistently, my recovery time after long flights dropped from 3 days to less than 24 hours. The fourth hack exploits something called temperature cycling, and it's based on research that airlines have access to, but rarely share with passengers. Your body temperature naturally fluctuates throughout the day, and these fluctuations are one of the primary ways your brain tracks time. Jet lag happens partly because your temperature rhythm gets thrown off by rapid travel across time zones. Here's what flight attendants know that you don't. Aircraft cabin temperatures are controlled in zones, and some areas of the plane are consistently warmer or cooler than others. By strategically moving between these temperature zones during your flight, you can actually manipulate your body's temperature rhythm to align with your destination time zone. For eastward flights, you want to start in a cooler area of the cabin, then gradually move to warmer areas as the flight progresses. For westward flights, you do the opposite. This sounds complicated, but it's actually simple once you know where the temperature zones are located on different aircraft models. The galley areas are always cooler due to refrigeration units. Window seats near the wings tend to be warmer because of engine proximity. Emergency exit rows are often cooler because of the door seals. Flight attendants use this knowledge to regulate their own comfort and alertness during long shifts, but passengers are left guessing why they feel uncomfortable in certain seats. The fifth and final hack is the most closely guarded secret of all, and it involves manipulating your light exposure in a way that goes far beyond just wearing an eye mask. It's called strategic light pulsing, and it's based on research into how different wavelengths of light affect melatonin production at different altitudes. At cruising altitude, your eyes respond differently to light than they do at sea level. The reduced atmospheric pressure actually changes how your pupils dilate and contract, which affects how much light reaches your brain's timing centers. Airlines know this because they've had to design cabin lighting systems that account for these changes, but they've never shared this information with passengers in a useful way. The hack involves using specific types of light exposure at carefully timed intervals throughout your flight. For the first third of an eastward flight, you want exposure to blue light. During the middle third, you avoid all light exposure. In the final third, you want exposure to warm, reddish light. For westward flights, you reverse this pattern completely. You can accomplish this using your smartphone's screen settings, a small travel light, or even by strategically positioning yourself near different types of cabin lighting throughout the flight. Flight attendants have been quietly using variations of this technique for years, which is why experienced crew members often seem unaffected by the jet lag that devastates passengers. What makes these hacks so effective is that they work together as a system. Airlines have designed their entire service model around passenger comfort during the flight, not passenger recovery after the flight. They make more money when you're comfortable enough to fly frequently, not when you're so well adjusted that you don't need their premium services or recovery time. The next time you fly, try implementing even just 1 or 2 of these techniques. I guarantee you'll notice a difference in how you feel upon arrival. And if you found these secrets as mind-blowing as I did, make sure you're subscribed because I'm constantly digging up more hidden travel industry secrets that could change how you experience every trip you take. Your next adventure is waiting, and now you have the tools to actually enjoy it from the moment you land.